Hello, this is Dr. Fu. So today I want to share about my thought on why we should try to store information that we learn in class in long-term memory as much as possible. So for those who may not know, certain type of short-term memories are stored in our hippocampus, especially the information that you learn in class. Those informations are temporarily stored in hippocampus. And when we recall and use these information repetitively over time, they will be transferred for cortex, which is the outside part of the brain for long-term storage. And there's some downside of leave those memories in hippocampus. First, for sure, it will fade away if we don't use them or recall them, or we call it retrieval them. They're going to be forgotten. So that's why it's called short-term memory, right? So that's the one downside. And then the second one is the space in the storage space in hippocampus is very small, so limited. So I don't know if you hear people say that. I hear that very often. People say, I try to remember new things, but it feels like the new things that I remember squeeze out the old information. That is because those information are still in hippocampus. And surely the more challenge that we use hippocampus, the larger space we can have in the short-term memory, but the limit is still, the space is very limited. So the third downside of hippocampus, using hippocampus as short-term memory storage is going to decrease your daily performance, because hippocampus is used also for working memory. And you have a lot of things, a lot of duty for your hippocampus to do, then your working memory is not going to be well. A good example of working memory is remember where your car parked. You go to grocery shopping, and then when you get out Walmart, you find your car and drive away, and then you can forget that information. So these are a good example of working memory. But if your hippocampus is overloaded, you won't be able to remember these kind of tasks very well. And also hippocampus is responsible for our emotions. And you have a lot of things that you need to remember for your hippocampus. And guess what? You're going to trigger a negative emotions. For particularly fear of forgetting something will trigger a very bad emotions. A lot of time it's anxiety. Like you're very anxious that I may forget this, may forget that. That happens a lot during exam seasons, right? So my point is, during all the semester, the more information that you can move into long-term memory storage, which is in cortex, the less stressful, the better performance you will be when it comes to final weeks of the semester. And then now you probably can ask me, how do you storage information into cortex, into long-term memories, instead of putting them in hippocampus? The answer is review your note as frequently as possible. And outside the class, if you go to work, using the informations you learn will help you to move these informations into long-term memory, into cortex, very naturally. But in class, in college, we gave you a lot of information for you to remember, and we really don't have much chance for you to use them. So to compensate that, you just have to pull out your note and review that as often as possible. So these informations will go more cycles of storage, retrieval, and then encoding. Last time we mentioned those processes. The more you go through this process, the better chance the information to go to long-term memory. And of course, if you don't use those informations, even they are in long-term memory, they are going to be forgotten. But you still have the benefit, because all the information that's stored in your long-term memory, they will be partially lost. For the information that you remember in your high school, you probably think, oh, I don't remember any of them, but it's not. It's you forget partially of them, and you feel like I don't remember something. So if somebody say something like try to help you to remember those things, it's going to be much easier for you to refresh those memories than people who never learned these things before. So for all kind of reasons, you really want to move the things that you learned in college as much as more as possible into your long-term memory. And the method for that is review them. Okay. Y'all have a good day. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.